Let me ask you something. Are you living or are you just surviving? Because the truth is, most people wake up every day already tired, not just physically, but emotionally, spiritually, mentally exhausted. They're not building their future. They're reacting to their past. And if you're here today, if you can hear my voice, I know one thing about you. You are not average. You wouldn't be here if some part of you didn't believe, didn't ache for something greater. And I promise you, if you do these 5 things every single day, not when it's easy, not when it's convenient, but daily with discipline, you won't just change your schedule. You won't just change your mindset. You will change your entire life. So don't just listen to this speech. Own it. Because this is your time. Let's go. You see, the way you start your day shapes how you live your life. Most people roll out of bed, grab their phone, check emails, grow through chaos, and immediately let the world program their minds. But listen to me. You were not put on this earth to live by default. You were born to live by design. And that begins the moment you open your eyes. What if, instead of rushing into stress, you started each day with purpose? What if you gave yourself just 10 minutes to prime your mind, condition your emotions, and lock in your vision? That's what champions do. That's what game changers do. That's what you're going to do, because your mind is like a garden. If you don't plant powerful thoughts, weeds will grow. And those weeds, doubt, fear, anxiety, they're automatic. But faith, confidence, drive, those need to be planted on purpose every single morning. So here's what I do, and what I want you to start doing. Before the world gets to you, you get to you. Sit down, breathe, go inside, get still, feel your heart beating, remind yourself what matters. Don't just hope for a good day, create it. Start with gratitude, not generic gratitude. Go deep. Think of one thing, one moment, one person that fills your heart. Feel it so intensely that your body reacts. You can't be fearful when you're grateful. You can't be angry when you're present in appreciation. That energy, it shifts everything. Then move into visualization. I'm not talking about fantasy. I'm talking about seeing the life you want so clearly that your nervous system starts believing it's real. See yourself showing up powerfully. See yourself conquering that fear, making that decision, finishing what you said you would. When you condition your mind daily, you're not just hoping for success, you're rehearsing it. And finally, set your emotional target. Don't hope to have a good day. Decide, today I will live with courage. Today I will speak with love. Today I will lead with certainty. You get what you tolerate. And too many people are tolerating a state of stress, a state of fear, a state of being small. But you're not one of them, not anymore. This simple ritual, 10 minutes of priming your purpose, will shift your day. And when you shift your days, you shift your destiny. You don't need to control the world. You just need to command your state. Because the strongest force in the human spirit is the need to stay consistent with who we believe we are. So if you wake up every day and remind yourself that you're a creator, a leader, a force for good, you won't need motivation. You'll become the source of it. This is where change begins, not out there, in here, every morning, every single day. You want to change your life? Then change your energy. Change your state. Change how you move. Because let me tell you something, your body's not just a vehicle that carries your brain around. Your body is your power source. And when you learn how to light it up, you don't wait around hoping to feel motivated. You create it on demand. Most people walk through life like they're half asleep, shoulders slumped, breathing shallow, face down, energy flat, and they wonder why they feel stuck, uninspired, overwhelmed. That's not life, that's survival. But if you want to shift out of that and into peak performance, it starts with your physiology. Because when you move with strength, you feel strong. When you move with certainty, you feel certain. And when your energy rises, your life rises with it. I'm not saying you need to go run a marathon or hit the gym for 2 hours. That's not the point. I'm talking about daily movement, intentional, consistent, purposeful motion. 10, 15, 20 minutes of getting your blood flowing, your heart pumping, your lungs expanding. When you do that, you change the chemistry of your body. You reset your nervous system. You wake up your brain. You take control back. You see, emotion is created by motion. You want to feel more passion, more joy, more courage? Then move like someone who already has it. Walk like it, breathe like it, stand like it. That's not fake, it's leadership. The fastest way to access a new state of mind is through the body, because the body never lies. It always responds to what you give it. You ever notice that when you're in pain or doubt, your body contracts, shoulders tighten, chest caves in, breathing gets rapid and shallow? But when you shift your posture, stand tall, open your chest, breathe fully, you feel completely different? That's not an accident, that's a pattern. And patterns can be rewired, they can be owned. So every single day, no matter what's going on in your life, I want you to move, even if it's just jumping in place, dancing to one song, doing 20 push-ups, or going for a fast walk. Not just to be fit, but to be alive. Because when your body comes alive, your mind gets focused, your heart opens, and suddenly the things that felt impossible start to feel inevitable. And don't just move to exercise, move with meaning. Use it as a ritual to ignite the part of you that refuses to settle. Use it to remember who the hell you are. This isn't about six-pack abs. It's about unstoppable energy. Because if you don't have energy, you don't have anything. You want to show up differently in your life? Then start by showing up in your body every day. No excuses, no exceptions. You move your body and you move your life. Your mind is the most powerful weapon you will ever own, or the most dangerous prison you will ever live in. And the difference between the two comes down to one thing: what you feed it every single day. Most people are starving their potential and feeding their fear. They wake up, scroll social media, watch the news, listen to gossip, and they wonder why they feel anxious, insecure, and paralyzed. It's not a mystery. It's a habit. You would never pour sugar into the gas tank of your car and expect it to run. You would never fill your lungs with smoke and expect to breathe with ease. But you feed your mind junk every day and still expect it to produce clarity, strength, and vision. It doesn't work like that. The quality of your life will never exceed the quality of your thinking. And the quality of your thinking depends on what you allow into your mind. So I'm going to challenge you, starting today, to take back that gate. Guard it like your life depends on it, because it does. You've got to feed your mind with power, with truth, with wisdom. Every single day, just like your body needs nutrition, your mind needs fuel. And I don't mean random motivation that pumps you up for 5 minutes. I mean real soul-level input, books, podcasts, mentors, teachings that make you think, that make you grow, that make you remember who you really are. 15 minutes a day. That's it. 15 minutes of something that challenges you, strengthens you, or stretches you. And over time, it rewires everything. That's how you build mental momentum. You do it daily. Repetition is the mother of mastery. You don't just hear something once and change your life. You hear it again and again until it becomes your default, until it becomes your identity. Because here's the truth. If you don't program your mind, someone else will. And most of the world is trying to program you with fear, with doubt, with distraction. You've got to override that signal with something more powerful. You've got to choose to live on a different frequency, and don't wait for the perfect time. Make it part of your morning, during your workout, in the car, while you're getting ready. You make it part of your routine. It becomes part of who you are. This isn't about consuming information. It's about conditioning your belief system, about shaping the lens through which you see everything. Because when your mind is strong, your problems shrink. When your mindset is clear, your decisions become bold. When your thoughts are aligned, your actions follow with certainty. And if you really want to transform, if you want to make those 5 things a lifestyle, not just a list, then this one is non-negotiable. Because what you feed your mind today is what shapes your future tomorrow. If you want to change your life, you've got to get uncomfortable every single day, not once a month, not once a year when things fall apart, every day. Growth doesn't come from the easy stuff. It doesn't come when everything's going right. It comes when you do the thing you don't want to do. It comes when you face the fear, when you lean into resistance, when you take the step that scares the hell out of you, but you do it anyway. Most people live their lives avoiding fear like it's some kind of danger. But fear is not the enemy. Fear is a compass. It points you toward where your next level lives. You want to build confidence? You want to become unshakable? Then stop waiting to feel ready and start doing the hard things when you don't feel ready at all. That's how confidence is built. It's earned. You don't think your way into courage. You act your way into it. Every day, do something that stretches you, something that challenges your comfort zone. It doesn't have to be big. It could be having a conversation you've been avoiding, speaking your truth when it's easier to stay silent, showing up when no one's watching, saying yes to an opportunity when your first instinct is to run the other way. It's not about conquering the mountain. It's about conquering yourself. And here's what most people get wrong. They think courage means not being afraid. That's a lie. Courage is feeling the fear, hearing the doubt, hearing the inner voice that says you can, and stepping forward anyway. You feel that resistance, that tension? That's a signal that you're close to something important. You wouldn't be afraid if it didn't matter. Fear is the border between where you are and who you're meant to become. If you make it a habit every day to do just one thing that challenges your fear, you will become a completely different person in 6 months. You'll start to trust yourself more. You'll walk into rooms differently. You'll carry yourself with presence because deep down you'll know that you've been in the fire and you didn't burn. You forged yourself. It doesn't happen all at once. It happens one bold decision at a time, one uncomfortable action at a time. You won't always get it right. You'll stumble, you'll fall, you'll doubt, but every time you act in spite of fear, you take a piece of your power back, you build a pattern of courage. And over time, that pattern becomes your identity because the real transformation doesn't come from waiting until you're not afraid. It comes from choosing to grow louder than your fear. And if you want to build a life that's extraordinary, that's what it's going to take. There's something that happens to the human spirit when you stop thinking about yourself and start focusing on serving others. Something shifts. Your problems shrink. Your energy expands. Your heart opens. Because fulfillment doesn't come from what you get. It comes from what you give. And I'm not talking about some grand act of charity. I'm talking about small, intentional moments of contribution every day. No matter how busy you are, no matter how much is on your plate, you have something to give. We live in a world that teaches us to chase success, money, titles, status, followers. But you've got to understand, success without fulfillment is the ultimate failure. And the fastest path to fulfillment is to serve someone else. Not because you're trying to get credit, not because you're expecting anything in return, but because giving reminds you that your life has meaning beyond your circumstances. Giving gets you out of your head and into your heart. Every day, find one way to make someone else's life a little better. Send a message of encouragement. Hold the door open with intention. Share your smile with a stranger who looks like they're carrying the weight of the world. Listen to someone, really listen, without trying to fix them, without needing to be right. Give your full presence, because sometimes that's the most powerful gift of all. And here's the beautiful paradox. When you give freely without needing anything back, the universe always gives more to you. Not always in the way you expect, but it flows back. That's how energy works. When you hoard it, when you shrink, when you say, I'll give when I have more, you're operating from scarcity. But when you give now from where you are with what you have, even if it's just your time, your kindness, your strength, you start tapping into abundance. Serving others also keeps your ego in check. It grounds you. It reminds you that no matter how successful or broken you feel, you're still human. And so is everyone else. We're all fighting battles no one else can see. You never know how much one word, one act, one moment can mean to someone else. And when you show up like that consistently, not only do you change their life, you change yours. Contribution is a daily practice. It's a decision to live beyond yourself. It's the choice to be a force for good, to lift others even when you're tired, to give love even when you feel empty, to lead with compassion instead of judgment. You don't need to be rich. You don't need to have it all figured out. You just need to care enough to act. Because when you serve from the heart, you don't just create impact, you create meaning. And that, more than anything else, is what makes a life worth living. One of the biggest traps people fall into is chasing perfection. They start something, they make a little progress, then they hit a wall or miss the step, and suddenly they feel like they've failed. So what do? They stop, they sabotage, they quit. Not because they couldn't succeed, but because they couldn't see the value in the progress they already made. But listen to me. Progress is power. It's not about being perfect. It's about being present. It's about moving forward, even when it's messy, even when it's slow. You don't need to do everything right to build a great life. You just need to be better today than you were yesterday. And the only way to stay in that state of momentum is to track it, to see it, to acknowledge it. Every day, most people are achieving things all the time and never giving themselves credit for it. And that's the fastest way to burn out. Because when you don't feel like you're winning, you stop playing the game. So here's the shift. At the end of each day, take 5 minutes and reflect. What did I move forward today? What did I learn? What did I overcome? What am I proud of? Even just a little. And I'm not talking about major victories. I'm talking about the small stuff. You made that phone call you were avoiding. You stuck to your promise to work out. You didn't snap in traffic when you wanted to. Those little wins are not little. They are everything. That's how confidence is built. That's how identity is built. And while you're at it, celebrate the effort, the intention, the growth. You don't wait until you've climbed the whole mountain to feel good. You celebrate every step that gets you higher. Because what gets celebrated gets repeated. If you want to wire your brain to succeed, then you've got to train it to recognize success. Even when it's small, you're either winning or you're learning. That's it. There is no failure unless you quit. And when you train yourself to track progress, to find value in the journey, you stay in the game long enough to break through. Most people underestimate what they can do in a year and overestimate what they can do in a day. So they feel behind, they get discouraged, and they give up. But the truth is, consistency beats intensity, and solid action, taken daily, beats 100 perfect plans that never get off the ground. So keep moving, keep showing up, and remind yourself that you're building something. You are becoming something. You're not here to be perfect. You're here to evolve. You're here to live a life that reflects your effort, your courage, your resilience. And that life is built one day, one decision, one win at a time, because when you learn to celebrate progress, you'll never again need permission to feel proud of who you're becoming.